In this video, I want to cover inspiration, religious text, and history, and whether we should shy away from what is written in these religious books. There are things in the Bible, historical events, which I would never shy away from. There are things in the New Testament that are written that I would never try to dumb down, because I believe the Bible is inspired, and therefore, as Timothy states, all scriptures are given, and we must believe in them. I'm not going to let the government or allow the government to tell me that I must believe in certain texts and not the others, because what it then means is that the government becomes the inspired, okay, and that is blasphemy. We should have the freedom to practice our religion, our faith, and our beliefs, and not compromise. That's why Christianity is in trouble today, because there's far too many cancel culture, woke, liberal pastors, and I use the word pastors because they're more social workers than anything else, and businessmen, right, who are dumbing down Christianity to meet a modern audience. Having said that, Keir Starmer, because of the riots that took place in England some weeks ago, I think I was in hospital at the time, or I just collapsed, and I didn't collapse over the riots. So okay, it was a nasty riot, but I didn't collapse because of that. I had a bit of humour, but yeah, Keir Starmer, he didn't look at both sides, try to make sense of it. He deliberately sided, with a religion that has no values, with a supposedly, and I use the word supposedly, Christian country. He totally, disregarded, the other side, and immediately started to promote Islam. How did he promote Islam? He says that whether you critique the Quran, you're not allowed to use it. You're not allowed to even debate. Don't think you got Muslims on the street corners tearing the Bible to pieces, but that is okay. You got Muslims on the street corners knocking the divinity of Jesus Christ. That's okay. To me, that's Christian phobia. You're attacking my Lord, my faith, but that's okay. You can't have them done for Christian phobia. They can look at the Bible, they can use it for whatever they want. There's nothing you can do about it. But you use the Quran in its proper context. That is not allowed. Is now seen as Islamophobia. What is happening in England? Is God cursing the English nation for closing all the churches? Is God cursing the English nation because they're persecuted Christian doctors who refuse to play, you know, and if you like, bow down to the alphabet mafia group. They want to be called they and it. And the doctors are refusing. The doctors are going by biology and facts. So as a result, Christians in Britain are persecuted, while Islam is given, or Muslims are given a pass. Is that the reason why England is cursed and can't get anything right? Keir Starmer was only in for a couple of weeks and already his popularity has gone down. And I prophesy it will get worse. Just like Tory party, when they went through so many different, you know, leaders, undemocratically. In 4 years, the same after Labour, same thing. This nation will never be happy until they return back to God. They're promoting Islam. They're giving them so many rights, so many rights. While taking it away from Christianity, they're now teaching Muslim religion in schools where Christianity is not allowed. What's going on? Is the oil so sweet in Arabia? Is the oil have some secret, you know, sugar? You know, some cocaine making them addicted to it that they can't see sense? But they will see sense in the end, because when God punishes this nation, you know, when you're just blinded by oil and greed, then you will see what happens to your country. I've made videos, just look up Yahweh and look up earthquake, and you will see. I've made videos what's going to happen to England, because they're persecuted the church, they're persecuted Christianity. But you're not allowed to even have a debate with Muslims anymore. You're not even allowed to quote from the Koran. It's seen as hate crime to quote from their own book. Which means, why should anybody believe it? If you're ashamed of your own book, you're hiding it. The Hadith, the Bukhari's. If you're ashamed of it, then you should not be even promoting it. If I have a business and I'm you know, ashamed of my business ethics, my business background, what my business stand for, if I'm hiding all the manuals, all everything, tax papers, you name it, then my business should shut down. I should shut it down. It's not a business. If you're ashamed to show the paperwork, if you're ashamed to show what your business stands for, then you should shut it down. You have nothing to offer, no customers. I would not in any way dumb down any verse in the Bible. There's not even one. Because why? In its context, it can be, you know, reasoned in its context. And the New Testament balances and makes sense of it all. The New Testament through the character and the divinity of Christ. Then you can see, this is how God works through culture, etc. And it changes because we're supposed to love each other. Not Islam. It stands for all time. What happens if you don't become a Muslim or if you leave Islam? The texts are there. And it stands for all time. Either it does or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, throw it in the bin. It's not good. Throw it in the bin. But Keir Starmer, this antichrist, this anti-God figure, he says that you can't even debate the Quran now. You can't even quote from it. You know something is wrong with England. You know, a nation that once run the waves, and now no one takes him seriously because the hand of God is going to curse this nation. You attack Christians and you promote Muslims. You see what happens to your country. You think you're going to prosper? You'll see what happens to you. Over and out.